I love your ability to think that despite the fact that you have not found success in a lot of areas of life, you still think you pretty much know everything.
I see that. I see that. I see that external looking behavior, right?
Right.
And I bet there's some truth to that. But like, I would say maybe it's not so much, it's not so much that is entirely the case of like, female, male, or whatever the reason is that I think I might know more than you. I know that I know more. No, I'm kidding. It's the fact of the matter that like a lot of which I do is based off what I know, right? And
Well, everybody feels that way,
yeah,
right? Yeah.
yeah, but I'm not going to sit there and just be like, when I have no idea what you're saying. I was the annoying kid in class. The teacher's like, 2 + 2 = 4. And I'm like, does that mean 1 + 1 + 2 = 4? And she's like, yeah, sure. Anyways, let's move on. I'm like, no, I want to know that I know it all the way around, not just like, oh, I can make it work if I just keep smashing it and eventually I find the angle that works for me. No, I like want to know that I know, and I like to prove that, and I like to see if I can find where I don't know, right? And so a lot of times people are like, man, you spoke with this level of confidence, and I'm like, because that's what you're levying against in my head. And it's not that you have to battle me, but because you have my genuine attention and because I genuinely am open to being wrong, I go, this is what I am, or what I think. So whatever you have to say, that's what it's going to go up against in my head. And I'm willing to be wrong, but I'd like to know how exactly I'm wrong. But I feel like a lot of people, they play it safe. And so by and large, people are like, oh, well, like I'm used to being received in a way where it was like there was no contention, no one argued. And everyone was just like, I see how smart you are. You are so smart. Here come accolades and compliments. And I'm over here like, let's prove it. Let's be thorough, because I'm actually listening to you and I'm actually absorbing what you have to say. Now, I'm not going to absorb anything than hopefully what I can find to be the truth. And this is my process of going about it. Fucking just smashing shit together, winging it, right? But like, I'm constantly going to and I guess it seems like I'm coming at you, but I don't mean to be, but it's more so that it's like, you have my enthusiastic attention and I'm just trying to learn.
I see that. And then I also see sometimes grandiosity in what you think you already know, right?
Sure.
And so I think that one of the things that we will explore and work through is like, how do you not, well, first of all, how do you really absorb and hear and listen to people? And then the other part is, and have grace. We've talked about that. And the other part is that I understand that you haven't been able to trust all the people in your life and the adults in your life to do what they say they're going to do or what they should do, right?
Yes.
And so I think part of that is like you can be a bit oppositional and you don't trust people very easily.
I trust that
And
people
you don't
are more beholden to convenient than they are to me or their morals.
And you don't trust people's word.
Fuck no.
No. And so there's a line. Like there is a line. There's a line of like, yes, I'm going to fact check. I want to know. And there's also a line of like, when my mom comes to me, and I know my mom she's a psychologist. She's very well read. She studied, she has a master's in psychology. She's trained in many different areas. She led mental health for our county for a while. When my mom comes and tells me something about psychology, my first thing is not to go, well, tell me exactly and this, that, like why, and I don't really question her, because I know that if my mom's telling me something, that she's taken the time to read it, to absorb it, to understand it. She's just not willy-nilly saying this thing.
Yeah, but why did you take the time to read and absorb that? Because there's probably some value to it, right? And so like maybe you being able to digest the information, if that is your goal, to really understand it, that you would kind of somehow dig at that and be like, could you substantiate your claim, because I don't believe you? Or it's like, hey, could you help educate me further about that, versus the topical, like my dad's a carpenter. Right. If my dad said that's a house and I just go, okay. Or do I go, why is it a house? Like what makes it a house?
I think there's a difference. Like if my mom says something and I understand psychology and I understand, then I can go, okay, I get what she's saying or why she's saying it or where it comes from. But I'm not going to come at her and be like, where's the, maybe I'll say, hey, I really loved that information. I would love the research on that because I would like to share it or whatever it is.
I definitely
Sometimes
lack
I
grace.
think you can be oppositional and be like, da 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 da.
I don't mean to be.
But I'm just saying, so those are like different, those are different approaches. So one of the things I really think I want to explore in our conversations is like, how do you have more grace? How do you have more grace with yourself and others? How do you, how can you have used discernment for who to trust and who not to trust? If you really want to dive deep into something, how do you ask for that information in a non-oppositional way? Like there's so many skills to learn in communication. And I think given your generation, there's a lot of misinformation out there. And so I understand where young people can be like, why should I trust that?
Yeah.
I get that, but I do think that one of the things we've come to in a lot of our conversations, and I think a lot of people are identifying with now, is that community is really important. And that you can't just watch some Instagram or TikTok video or a YouTube video and go, oh, now I'm super informed about this thing, right? Because that's been a source for people to get all their information, right? And so, and there's a beauty to it because we can find so much more information out there. And there's also a lot of people that lack character out there who are putting things out there that how do you trust it?
Yeah.
And so, and that, and so,
yes, but my paranoia isn't unfounded, but there's got to be a more graceful way to go about it because I'm trying to interact with you to gain something that isn't your annoyance or disgruntlement because I can easily see how you trying to explain something to me that's like the midway of what you actually want to explain to me.
Right.
And that's getting held up. And my first response is, I want to see the research.
Right.
I completely see the insult. It's like, you're dumb. You don't know what you're talking about. And your sources suck, which isn't what I'm saying. It's like, I trust you so much. Literally, when I say that, I'm like, damn, I can't believe that. I trust you so much that fuck, there's really information out there that if I saw it, I'd be taking the same stance as you right now. Like I literally mean, I trust you so hard that if I wish I saw that research you're looking at, my mind is being blown at the idea that since I hope we're like-minded. That if
I would say yes, of course.
No, I'm saying, and as hopefully like people, if I saw that research, I'd be taking the same stance as you or have the same look. And so I'm it's funny how the interpretation is like, how rude, and like he's like discrediting me, he's like belittling me. I'm over here like, I trust you with my fucking life. But because of lacking grace, I come and to answer your question, how could I go about it with more grace? I think that I have to be way more patient because I get like excited or something. I'm like so giddy that I'm like, I gotta talk right now. And then I interrupt you. That's rude. 2, I'm now forever like leaving the door open to be just wrong as to exactly what you wish to say because I didn't let you finish saying what you were going to say. And then 3, I think what I could do is instead of saying, well, you just said, this is what I know statement. And then me basically implying that there should be contention by just going, this is what I know statement. And then we go, well, now we're at contention. Now we're at odds. And I'm like, yeah, that's a scientific process. Destroy me. Whatever's there should be there. Hooray.
Right.
But we could have some more grace. And then I could pose it as a question versus this statement that is contradictory or contending with your statement. I could ask a question like, well, why is that? Because ultimately that's what I want. When I tell you my contentious statement, I'm actually saying, I wonder why.
Right. And so moving into curiosity.
Yeah, versus confrontation.
Right.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of times your instinct is to go to confrontation first.
Yeah.
And really it's like, hey, I ultimately want to learn something, and how do I stay curious and engaging
and polite
And yeah, and polite. There is a certain social graces.
Yeah, no, I am not. I realize that. I'm like, if you know me, you'll have patience for me, but I'm gonna need that patience, I'm very rough around the edges when I'm like seeking my empirical evidence, right? Like I'm a belligerent fucking monkey.
You are a belligerent
I'm
monkey.
excited, I'm confused, I'm scared. I'm also bigger than you, and that I think I move faster than most people. I think the more excited I get, the more like the slower everybody else gets. Like, careful, he's getting closer. You know?
Right. Yeah, there is a certain strength in being a 6'6" male, big male, and also with your intensity. So it's like you have to find a way to navigate that. Just like, I mean, for me, being a 6-foot woman
Mm.
was hard
Yeah.
because you don't always feel like feminine and soft. And so when you're dating, like meeting like my husband, whatever, it's, and you know that you always already come across strong.
Yeah.
And I am strong. And
Yeah.
so not only do I come across strong, but then I am. And then that is not always easy.
Force of nature.
Right. And I used to want to be invisible when I was young. Like I really wanted to hide.
Hmm.
And I was like, you are not hiding. You are so tall, you will never hide.
I can only imagine that'd be
Yeah.
rough. I'm
I mean,
opposite, but
but you're a guy.
as a guy,
Different. You're like, I am man.
exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, as a guy, I'm like, I'll take some more of that.
Right.
You know.
Right.
Did you notice me? Right.
Yeah. So that's part of what we'll discuss and go, we'll go